Hi, I am Malka Kurash and welcome to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are in Santa Barbara Design Center and I'm excited to be sharing with you the fascinating history of the Mughal Empire while examining some incredible artifacts from this golden age. Please join us. The Mughal Empire was an empire in the Indian subcontinent, founded in 1526. It was established and ruled by a dynasty with Mongol roots from Central Asia and Persian ancestry through marriage alliances. Some rulers of the Mughals were direct descendants of Genghis Khan. At its peak, the Mughal Empire encompassed the entire region of modern-day India and extended as far west as Persia. During a period of rapid proto-industrialization, the Mughal Empire accounted for 25% of the world's gross domestic product up until the early 18th century. The Mughals were also among the first military forces to utilize cannons, small muskets, and other firearms, making it one of the original gunpowder empires, along with the Ottomans and the Safavids. The classic period of the Mughal Empire started in 1556 with the ascension of Akbar the Great to the throne. Under the rule of Akbar and his son Jahangir, the region enjoyed economic progress as well as religious harmony. The monarchs were interested in local religious and cultural traditions. Akbar was a successful warrior who also forged alliances with several Hindu Rajput kingdoms. Unlike previous empires, the Mughals did not set out to oppress their citizens, but rather ruled through the administrative process, allowing each region to maintain their cultural and religious identities. This allowed artistic and creative expansion that resulted in some of the most beautiful architecture in the world. One of the most recognizable locations on earth came from the Mughal Empire. Commissioned in 1632 by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to house the tomb of his wife Mumtaz, the Taj Mahal in Agra is a 240 feet tall masterpiece of Mughal architecture and attracts approximately 8 million visitors per year. Now let's look at an epic piece from my own personal collection. And here it is. It is one of the most important pieces I have ever seen or actually come in contact with. Out of all places, in Santa Barbara 20 years ago, one of the founding families of Santa Barbara decided to get rid of some of their estate pieces, and they asked me for assistance to allocate or depose those important pieces they had brought from Spain, actually, like about over 200 years ago. And this was one of them. So it is a very interesting piece. It's over 200 years old. It is woven in Kerman, central Iran. Has a lot of beautiful poetic history in it. Like we have this called Layli and Majnun. This lady, her name is Layli. This gentleman, his name is Majnun, means crazy. So what it does is he was in love with Layli and the father would not allow him to come close to Layli. And he was crazy for her. So he used to put a skin of a sheep over his shoulders and mingle with the cattle and just go there to look at Layli, which is crazy, and that's what they call him, Majnun. He was in love with her. Another story is Khosrow and Shirin. Khosrow is the Persian prince on the horse, and Shirin was an Armenian princess that he had heard about, and he goes to Armenia to visit her, to get to know her, falls in love with her, and back and forth. Takes many decades for them to finally get together. It's a poetic piece, but the most important thing about this, and the most ironic thing that I have seen, and I believe in karma, is that building in the middle. The building in the middle is Sultaniye, and it is in a northwestern part of Iran, and is the third largest dome in the world after Vatican and Florence domes. It is the third largest one, is the World Heritage Site. Ironically, it's the only one I have ever seen in a carpet woven, and the connection, and has something to do with our show as well, is the Mughal heritage on that. That building was built by Gultugh or Iljoy, and this gentleman is my ancestor. My grandfather took me there and showed me the building. Says, Oljai II, which that is his Mongolian name, means the blessed one, is our direct descendant. We are of him. It was the sixth generation away from Genghis Khan, and Genghis Khan, everybody knows, took over the world and wasn't the nicest guy around, but anyway, that is part of it. So my grandfather took me there and he says, this is our heritage and that's where we come from. And how do I know it? Because it is one of the few buildings that they have 6 corners. Not only that, he told me that when our ancestors used to go to campaigns and defeat their enemy, used to behead the head of the other army and bring it and hang it from each corner of the castle, which is gruesome, but it is there. So that's how I recognized it. I look at it and said, wow, this is directly goes to my heritage, and I had to have it. And unfortunately, I told the lady that story. I ended up paying a good sum for it. That said, it is a fantastic piece. It is very unusual, and that sets the motion of me liking the Mughals and Mongols and try to research a little more about my heritage. So that's why today we have this Mongol show. When we come back, we will take a look at some incredible artifacts from the Mughal Empire. We will be right back.